players' final few moments to prepare for the game and the task ahead. The Margaret Hunt Hill Bridge and the state flag of Texas looking majestic tonight. We're coming to you live from Dallas, Texas. Welcome, sports fans. DA, take it away.
Hey, Kevin, the Mavericks had far...
It might indeed, David. Well said. Thank you for that report. Here are the 5 for the Raptors. Anunoby and Siakam in at the forward slots. Red Van Vliet out there with Lowry, and it's Boucher in at the 5, roaming the paint. And for Dallas, Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Luka Doncic out there with Tim Hardaway Jr., and it's Finney Smith in at the 3 spot. Now here's Van Vliet. Lowry from outside. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game. Deep benches tonight, Greg, on both sides. This seems to be a growing trend.
You know, teams are digging deeper than ever before, even getting into the two-way contracts that give you depth past your top 15 guys. One, you're trying to protect the investment in your big-ticket items, your franchise-caliber players, but you got to keep an eye on the future in terms of player development. That's another area where the league has really changed when you look at the makeup of these rosters.
Well said. Here's Lowry after Luka Doncic's bucket. 5 on the clock. Van Vliet kicks to Boucher. And again, Toronto with the triple.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that's not the defense you need. You got to be tougher defensively.
And here's Doncic from the arc. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
Boy, Doncic showing you his competitiveness right there with the back at you 3. The revenge triple.
And the pass to Siakam. Over Kleba, and Siakam with the basket on the assist by Lowry.
And hitting the mid-range jumper here early gives the defense just another thing to think about.
Well, they better be thinking about him. I mean, we know how dangerous he is.
Now here's Hardaway. Back to Doncic. For 3. That shot is off. And Toronto will go the other way with it. Here's Lowry. Softly drops in the floater. Lowry's got 5 now.
A veteran guard with a knack for penetrating defenses. Lowry can pretty much get any shot he wants.
And Doncic gets it to go.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
And you know what? They're going to keep using him. I mean, he'll be the centerpiece of their offense today. You can bank on that.
So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. The Raptors out in front, up by 2. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this. Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And guys, what's your take on Toronto so far?
Just a terrific first quarter, sparked really by their unselfishness.
Yeah, and you know, so many of their hoops came off an assist, which is a good sign of ball movement and sharing that ball.
We've got Doncic. Richardson is out there with Jalen Brunson. Then there's Dwight Powell. And it's Melly in at the 4 spot. So that's who Dallas starts the second with.
And it was interesting how the Dallas franchise sold its fans on Doncic. Ownership told them, think of a 6'7" Steve Nash. Isn't quite the shooter Steve was, but is only a teenager. Great vision. Boy, he can really pass it. And it turns out Doncic is all of that and more.
Here's Brunson. The Raptors getting the bucket. It's Richardson on the wing.
Boy, Richardson has a sneaky mid-range game, folks. Keeps the defense off balance.
And so Lowry will bring it up for Toronto. And even Nash himself called Doncic a dream prospect.
Yeah, it said Luka was big and mobile enough in the modern game, can guard multiple positions, has a skill set, a winning mentality, and those leadership qualities. Steve Nash sounding like a future GM. Brunson
against Lowry. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
And despite the size disadvantage, attacking the heart of that defense.
You know what, guys, honestly, I didn't think he'd win that battle. I mean, that's a lot of height to give up.
Trent, his second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
I mean, it's just fun to sit back and enjoy watching him operate. And that's what it looked like the D was doing as well. They're just sitting back and watching.
Now, here's Doncic. He's got 10. Here's Melly. And there's the bucket. Stay with it on the offensive glass, getting it done.
How about the perseverance there, the extra effort on that offensive glass?
Lowry looking around. Takes the 3. It's a tie game in Dallas. We're going to step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after our halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, welcome to the 2K. The first quarter for the Mavericks was fairly even. Some good moments from both teams, but as the first period wrapped up, they trailed by 2. And by just a fraction, they got the better of the action in the second quarter. And that's a wrap. With the third quarter approaching, we now send you back.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. You have to like what you're seeing from Luka Doncic.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And you know what? They've come at him a few different ways defensively, and nothing has slowed him down.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. Setting the floor for the Raptors. Anunoby and Siakam in at the forward slots. Lowry out there with Fred VanVleet. And it's Boucher in at the 5.
And I remember when Doncic was first asked, who is your favorite player? And boy, he did not hesitate. LeBron James.
Hey, Greg, for guys of his generation, that would be the answer for 80 to 90% of them, and with good reason. How about these quotes from Doncic? He said, if I dunk on LeBron, I can retire. But I like this one a little better. He said, LeBron can play in a lot of different positions. I can too. But for me to be like LeBron, I have to work much harder. That's a guy who knows his stuff.
Passes it to Kleba. 52 seconds left to play here in the third. Outside Hardaway. Offline with his 3.
And even without that 3 ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Kleba against Siakam. Lowry. And it's Finney-Smith with the rebound.
Well, you will not see that from him very often, especially right at the rim.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
Yeah, really left him no choice there. He had the foul and keep him from converting the easy bucket.
Dallas shooting their first shots of the night from the charity stripe. The first free throw is good. A different look for Dallas. Richardson, he's checked in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Doncic. The Raptors making a switch here. And good on the second, so he makes them both. Here's Siakam. He's got 6. And he banks in the layup. Siakam's got 8.
And that shot was well contested, but Siakam's just too tricky for it. It puts his skills to work and able to get to the basket.
Pass to Porzingis. 1 second left. And it's, yeah, wow, he nails the buzzer beater.
resourceful move there, ending the period on a high note.
Nothing like knocking down that last possession of a quarter to give you a little feel-good momentum.
And we wrap up the third and looking to be an exciting fourth. We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. And the Raptors shooting the lights out in this one, 77%. Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Richardson is out there with Jalen Brunson. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3 spot. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. Fast break, Dallas. Pass to Richardson. Here's Porzingis, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And the foul goes against Toronto.
You know, guys, KP sometimes is just overwhelming. I mean, when he gets good positioning, he sometimes just forces the defense to foul.
So the first one drops, and that gives them the lead.
And, you know, Porzingis plays with such fearlessness. I love that about him. And he's also a big guy with some agility and endless range. This guy has in-the-gym range, if anybody has that.
And so both free throws are good, and it's a 2-point ball game.
This is what makes him special, his ability to come through in these spots.
1:25 left in the fourth. Johnson inside. Kleba defending. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Siakam. Porzingis with the block.
Tell you what, Porzingis showing great timing as the anchor of the defense there.
His shot was hindered by that momentous mobile 1 block.
Close games can boil down to who makes plays on defense, and that is one heck of a rejection right there.
Hardaway's checked in for the Mavericks. Doncic comes in for Jalen Brunson. Dallas shooting an incredible 64% from the field in this game. Doncic with it. Now guarded by Siakam. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. There's 53 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Good! He has tied up this game. Oh, what a shot.
Oh, you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
Cool, calm, collected, and confident in the biggest moment of the game? Yes.
And the Mavericks call time here. And now, let's present our New Balance Player of the Game, Pascal Siakam.
Yeah, and his percentage from the field tonight, just amazing. He hasn't just been gunning. He's been picking his spots, and you need that kind of patience and discipline to shoot as well as he has.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, during the break, I listened in on Rick Carlisle's huddle. If this game's still up for grabs, he told his team, hey, we're in position to take this one, guys. Let's stay focused and stay together, and we'll get it done. We'll see how it plays out, Kevin.
And it's Lowry with the ball, brings it up for Toronto. Boucher finds Siakam. For regulation, so we are headed to overtime, and we'll get going after this from the American Airlines Center. Well, 4 quarters weren't enough to decide this ball game. Sit back and enjoy as we move on to overtime. And it's the Mavericks to start out. So the overtime period is now ticking away. Should be fun. Courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineup for us now in overtime. Setting the floor for the Raptors. Anunoby and Siakam in at the forward slots. Then there's Lowry. Then there's Chris Boucher. And it's Trent in at the 2. And the Raptors call time here. They're trailing by 2. 52 seconds left in the first overtime. Action has been terrific. And here's Lowry. To the inside. Here's Siakam. Money! A huge shot to tie it up.
Massive hoop there from Siakam. We've seen him do it in the finals. This guy showing he's made for big moments.
And the Mavericks call time here. The score is tied at 26. 44 seconds left to play in the first overtime. And that's out of bounds. Dallas will retain possession.
Yeah, gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
Clearly a careless pass. He got away with one there.
Here's Porzingis. Yes!
Great execution by Porzingis, showing you he can get it done in the clutch.
Kleba against Siakam. It's rebounded by Dallas. They can more or less wrap it up right here.
This has to be a very smart possession.
Doncic passes to Kleba. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Doncic against Lowry. Doncic, no good. And the Raptors call time here. They trail by 2. 11 seconds left in overtime. Guys, what's your take?
Big chance here to tie it with a bucket.
A critical possession, no doubt. We'll see what they draw up.
Siakam outside. To tie. Can't get it to fall.
Look at Porzingis, guys, and I like his versatility, especially on the defensive end where he can guard multiple positions.
So a close game sees Dallas taking this one. They had to scrape and claw to push it to overtime, but they really came on in the extra period.
What a ride. I mean, I thought it might end in regulation, but you know what? They came through big and